Hello, welcome back to the Steam Next Fest. We are going to be looking at the Esoteric Ebb over here, and we got a little bit of time left in the Steam Next Fest. This runs through Monday, March the 2nd here at 10 a.m. By the time you're seeing this, it'll probably already be over. And this game is supposed to come out, I believe, March 3rd. So we are right around the corner on this one. So maybe by the time this is out, this game will be released. And so I really wanted to take a look at it ahead of launch to see where things were, maybe compare it to where it is at launch if I like it. So let's think about what's the promise? What's the game promise on the back of the box? Is it Esoteric Ebb is a single-player CRPG inspired by the freedom of tabletop adventures. That's a bold claim. Unravel a political conspiracy with your goblin sidekick, as you do. Roll dice, intense encounters, become a cleric of legends, or completely ruin the campaign. Well, I know what I usually end up doing. Okay, in this demo, we play with preset builds, or we can customize our own cleric, explore the full first day, deal with political strife above, or delve into the dungeons below, wield mighty spells and dialogues from charm person to speak with animals. Okay, so we're riffing off the D&D. Replay to experience all dialogue options and dice roll outcomes. Once you're done, bring your save file to launch. Okay. We'll try to do that, or at least some of it. So it's a disco-like. All right, well, then if that wasn't obvious from... Oh, hold on. From some of the UI here at the Disco Elysium. So the disco-like is apparently a thing. It is an isometric disco-like TTRPG turned CRPG set in a bizarre post-arcane punk fantasy setting. There's a lot to unpack there that we will try to get it through. But yeah, that's a lot going on. You are the cleric, an expert in esoteric events and a glorified government goon. Inspired by classic CRPG games, Esoteric Ebb features deep and branching dialogues, staggering amount of choices. Create the world's worst cleric. Take on the city through tense TTRPG dice rolls. Struggle to maintain control with your stats chiming in at every moment. Let the voices guide you into insane encounters and hit that natural 20 right when you need it. Become the most interesting player at the table and completely ruin your DM's day. I'll try not to, but I have been known to do just that. Don't forget the most important question: why? What are you voting for in the election? What are you voting in the election? Choices will matter. They come back to bite you. Trust the dice. It's on your head. Okay, in terms of debating yourself, disco-like. Gotta turn-based encounters. Okay, so this seems like it's set up some pretty clear parameters or expectations for what this game is going to be. So let's go ahead and watch this now. The little trailer here. And see if this tells us a little bit more. Okay. Yeah, I'm picking up what's going down. Yeah, Disco Elysium, but with D20 in a fantasy setting. Okay. I mean, I don't mean to sound reductive, but that's kind of how they've set themselves up to be. in terms of a comparison, or at least a point of comparison. So we'll jump on in with that in mind. The one thing I'm worried about from the trailer is, and the idea of the tagline is to become the world's worst cleric. That's interesting to me because it's one thing to riff off of Disco Elysium, but trying to capture that humor and that to do it that well, because the idea, the thing with Disco Elysium is, you were not a good detective. Harry was not a good detective, and there was, in terms of good person, he was very, very screwed up. But he didn't want to be screwed up. The goal wasn't to screw him up. The goal was to try to maybe make him into a better person, or pick up the shattered pieces of the man he was and kind of reassemble them, and use your second in command there that was kind of helping you out. I don't know, to maybe piece together and make you kind of a functioning human being again. So if this is like, they're constantly saying be the world's worst cleric, ruin the campaign, are we gonna, is it too self-aware in a post-disco world? I don't know. These are the questions we ask ourselves, but we'll find out. At least we'll see how the demo presents itself. So let's switch over to game, and I will get the audio back up here, if it'll be nice and switch back over for me. There we go. And we'll turn the audio back on. Good there. In terms of like options, I mean, again, I really do like the look of it already. Very bright, it's colorful without being garish. Seems interesting enough. I don't see anything about it controls, so I guess we'll jump in and see what it's got. I don't recall seeing if there's a controller support or anything like that on the website I was looking at either. Okay. Efficiencies, standard D&D kind of stuff. Background focus, punching bag, troll killer. What is punching bag? Farmer Center grew up in the city. Of course, she'd be an outcast. It took time, but eventually you figured out how to cope with it. +1 charisma, +2 con. I like that none of these are negatives. Growing below and growing in trouble. Training with the Earth Guard. Devoting your life and becoming a cleric. Was it always supposed to end in the river? +3 wisdom. Seems like, well, wisdom's a pretty good stat for cleric. Abject apostate. No one likes you. When you were demoted for dereliction, no one spoke up against it, but it's fine. You'll be fine. After all, you're used to it. Revolutionary scribe, disillusionment, the city ideals not upheld. One day you choose a side, the emerging democracy. Wrote day and night for change and glory. +2 dex, +1 int. Esoteric expert, faithful harbinger. Okay, here's what I'm seeing. And this is where it's cool. I get it. Some backgrounds. I really wonder if this comes in else or does something else other than just a stat boost, because the background stat boost is fine. It's fine. It's fine. But it doesn't do anything interesting. And what I mean by that is I always kind of hope that your backgrounds are going to give to some other interesting mechanic or something to draw from, or like a weird quirk that your character can draw on, not just a flat stat boost, because really, like, you might as well even not have the flavor text at this point. Because it really doesn't matter. So if it's just a stat, it could be, you could write anything in that box and just be like, well, +2 con, +1 dex, right? But if it did something interesting that changed my life focus, or said, hey, you look at things differently, or like abject apostate came up as a personality type somewhere, I think that would be more disco like and just more interesting in the game in general. But I don't know, maybe I'm selling it short, maybe it does, and I just haven't seen it yet. What's the pre-built? Oh, okay, here we go. Tribal cleric, what is the nature of a man? Trickster, scholar, free, unstable. Okay, so all about the charisma. Interesting. And seeing how we're going to get into personality, it's probably going to, if it's a disco like, there's probably no wrong answers like that you can randomize. Isn't that fun? Rebuilt. Well, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and hit a new game and reset. I wanted to reset everything. Do I have points left or no? This is just my stat distribution. This tells me what it does. Natural body prowess. Okay, become a zealot. Regain your honor. Set out on your divine mission. Higher strength allows you to equip extra items. Be violent in encounters. It represents. See, this is cool. Religious fervor and aesthetic nationalism and increased manhood. Strength cleric votes for the party of Norvik. Prays to his dead god. Uses brute force on puzzles. Punches big bad evil guys in the face. Wants to become a real human hero. Loves quests. Low strength. A weak sniveling rat. Bows down to anyone stronger. Can't handle the banter. No, I don't want to be low. I don't know that I need it to be my highest, but let's see. We did the really boring thing. Started off with 10s across the board where we weren't really, kind of a blank slate. Is that all I have to play with? Am I not doing it? So, okay, so then that's punching bag becomes what I'm doing here. Oh, it's switching. Why is it switching? Why does 3 strength here? Why am I adjusting things? So +3. Interesting. Oh, because I had a different thing equipped before. Oh, because there's already 3 points that are being put in here somewhere. I want my baseline to be 10s across the board. 1. Give me 8, so I need. So let me look at this. If the troll killer is just a flat 3 strength, right? Why is this saying? So it's giving me +3 strength, which means if I started at a 7, I would be even, right? So is it saying that I don't have enough points? Okay, I do. So, and where's my points left? Why isn't it giving me how many points I have left? Am I only gaining these because I'm proficient in them? Oh, there we go. Okay. So 0 proficiencies. Oh, how many points do I have left in my kit? I guess I'm going to go through these again. Dexterity, national reactivity, balance and poise, self-preservation, the roll. I'm going to look at the figure uses. When you steal things, a dashing rogue, become a rich as a Republican revolutionary, just run away. They vote for the Freedom Striders. They collect piles of shiny coins. Axe first, avoids shovel, witty reply, look out for himself, takes big risks. Not a risk taker, stumbles over his own feet, drops the ball. Okay. Constitution. I don't know why I'm getting +2. Oh, because it's picking proficiency. I don't want to pick this. Hit points. Your political party pulled to, and you don't care, so it keeps forgetting there's an election. Focuses on good things in life. It's tougher than entropy. Keeps his neuroticism in check. Talks within spirits in the walls. Listens to his gut and is already dead. Well, that seems odd. Low constitution cleric will die. Panics over everything. Listens to gut and is wrong. Has no control of his bodily functions. Can't handle the pain. Has no special connection to the walls. All right. What about picking the frequency? Pure unadulterated ego. All right. Prepare more spells. Think, plan, and execute. Have an actual plan. Self. Votes for the best wizard. You. Despises and envies the gods. Solves every mystery with ease. Masters arcane magic. Spouts historical facts for hours. Is dismissive towards those lesser and knows everything. Both ignorant and confident. If they have low intellect, okay. Barely sentient. All right. Wisdom. Are your spells? Be kind and see the good in all folk. Votes for the Workers' Party, hates nothing except hierarchies, embraces his feminine side, follows his bleeding heart, masters primal magic, reads body language like a champ, notices all details. So perceptive. And then the charisma, eloquence, confidence, and ability to get social situations. Votes for whatever makes him popular, was socialized as a child, knows what to say to win favors, can actually flirt with some baddies, loves to mind control people, sees truth as a suggestion, and has no soul. Has no soul versus has no style. That's a really bleak outlook on charisma in the two extremes. Isn't very likable, doesn't know how to act with people, fumbles with baddies, hears conversations. You know what? Spend time alone in the city, you're often end up in the Duranian library. The strange history of George Rum was a constant companion for you. Inevitably end up with the wrong crowd. You quickly picked up on the slang and radical terminology, doing anything to get real friends. Meh. A weirdo. You were a novelty to them. The boy who would do or say anything for attention and approval. I don't like that. I'm probably taking way too long to think about this, but the fact that this game has presented me with some interesting ideas about what these stats mean from a world outlook is doing its job. So to me, this is a sign of a good game, and it's kind of a sign of respect that it is giving me that I'm actually thinking about this longer than I am, as long as I am. But we have to get going. Arcane Prodigy. Time of your life you were natural. You always knew if you can't trust real magic or something else, it was power. We're going to go Arcane Prodigy. We're going to be proficient in intelligence. We're going to be proficient in wisdom. I want to notice the details. I want to be able to think strategically about those details. So I want to have knowledge of things, but I also want to notice some details as well. And then I want to have a couple points in charisma, a couple points in wisdom. And then I think we boost our strength back up here to 10. And that way we're at least nothing's at a 0, right? I mean, I might not be great at everything, but I'm not terrible at anything. Which maybe is a little boring, but I got some intelligence, I got some wisdom, and just the 12s across the board here in terms of intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. I don't know. Maybe committing to nothing is still committing to something, but I kind of like this everyman look, and I do like the prodigy background. See if it comes into play. All right, let's finish. 5 days until the first ever election. First ever election. Well, that's interesting. Those are reps to the heart of the city. No one wants to deal with it, so they send you. Okay, interesting. A weak cleric among his peers. First of all, how dare you? Yet also an esoteric genius, the perfect man for the job. Take your quests in any order. Don't be afraid to make interesting choices, and remember to make them all bow down before you. Interesting. The campaign will take you from level 1 to 6. We'll play for about 5 to 8 sessions. Interesting. Sure. No, thanks, Chris. And a tip: as you level up, make sure to boost your favorite stat. That's always makes things more fun. Speak with Dead. Already really liking the presentation. I just want to see if it's going to deliver on the promise of being the a disco-like. Truth and nothing else, a voice declares, but it doesn't declare it with voice acting. It's a real shame. What is your name? Oh, ZCA. Reagan. Your name is Reagan. Doesn't sound right. No one calls you by your name. Yeah. Nobody likes you. Boo-hoo. Okay. Referred to as cleric. So my name is Reagan. You answer another question from the darkness. Man, if you're going to call your you know what? I'm already seeing it. Like, I understand budget's a budget. I understand the thing is a thing. And I understand the man in Disco Elysium had a voice that would melt steel. And I do not. But we gotta get some voice acting, I would think. Because that is the charm of having your psyche talk to you. What's the voices and the narrator of that game. What's your occupation? I'll look around. It's more than darkness, it's nothing all around you. What is occupation in this context? Work, getting paid for labor. Okay. You have a job, something really important. Class. Oh, yeah. What class am I? Lower class. Okay. Not sure any answer is good here, says Charisma. Just go with whatever works in the moment. I'm going to stay silent. I'm not going to say I'm awful at everything. That's a terrible worldview. Honestly, since you don't know who you're dealing with here, I agree. Probably smart to shut up. It takes a while before the next question is posed. What is your current goal? You need to find out who blew up the tea shop. The Goblin Chieftain, she needs you. The Goblin Chieftain, isn't that right? You know it to be true. No reply, just feedback. The voice asks, what's your political affiliation? Question strikes your entire consciousness, sending and spinning. Care for your fellow, vote for the Asgalists. It's the duty of the powerful to lead. That is you, no one else. Free Striders, maybe? Then again, you're no revolutionary. Things just move way too fast these days. Elections are exhausting. I mean, you got that right. It hides in the back of your skull a fact that you are bound to be a nationalist. I should be in charge as God King Wizard Lord. Actually, I don't know. Staying silent. Silence is golden when it comes to politics, at least. Yeah, I agree. The voice is fading. This is the end. The final question. How did you die? Same way you lived, unable to step out of the uniform, not for 1 second. Now's your chance, break free. Fell into divinity, she took me whole. I died when he died. Stay silence until the darkness ends, or I am not dead. I don't think I'd ever want to just willingly accept death, so. Hello, Christopher. I like the look of what you made a lot. And I like this opening. I miss the voice acting, if that's what, going for that, but I like the look of it. There's no denying that. Yeah, this is slick. My gosh, this is a gorgeous opening. It's doing a lot with comparatively little, but man, it is doing it. Oscar, hell of a job. Artwork, folks, hell of a job. Hey, programming editors, I think you did okay too, but I'm just kind of enraptured in this right now. Do I grab this? Can I grab this? What is that? I'm not skipping. Are you kidding me? No. Sweet. You got my curiosity and my attention. Okay. All right. That's cool. I'm not dead. Fresh start. Get up. Your body aches. It's stiff as if you slept for days. Ready for your glorious quest to continue. Inventory check. What stuff? Yeah, good point. Your hands dart around your pouch and uniform. Panic and sweat. No spellbook, no mace. Face it, you've been robbed. Legs shake, tears begin to form. Deep breaths. Belongings are surely here somewhere. Look around you. Circular stone chamber, storage for apples and corpses. Seems very odd to have them both together. Piles of apples. Is this Tolstad? What is Tolstad? Interesting. Hold on just a second. Tolstad, a sprawling island fortress in one of the 5 districts in the city, sits in the middle of the river Torna, home of Jor's Pillar, sprawling tunnel network, and water lane. The greatest trade hub in Ascani. You are in Tolstad right now. I saw things pop up for an inventory, but I'm not sure how to make that happen on purpose. Wait, what's this about? Oh yes, you're on a quest. Quest is a task to be performed. Yeah, I understand what a quest is, but thank you, String. Quest to save the city. Save the city. Save it from the jaws of democracy. It originated from the early arcane civilizations in old Dimenor. It is the rule of the majority. Those with suffrage may vote to enable their preferred government. A truly massive and effective process. I would tend to agree, honestly. Do I remember everything? Yes, everything is off, but your memory's intact. Good. Bus was given yesterday, remember? The tea shop. The tea shop. Yeah, the tea shop that blew up. Easy job. You'll be done in a day or two. Just a job, so I've done this before. Maybe not this particular type of job. Previous experience lies more in the basic Uthgard military militia service, as well as the few years of the towers. Heroes of Norvik, keepers of the city of law, defenders of humanity, your brothers. See. Rogue sorcery was not your main subject, but yes, you've read a lot about these types of fiery events. They're not too common these days, however, the incident does not appear overly complex. How much time do I have? Until election, duh. And then election week is added as a concept, I guess, which is in 5 days. Patriarch was very clear. Handle the tea shop before election day. The Patriarch. You're a top clerical rank in Norvik, different from the Lord Patriarch, which is the traditional administrative leader of the city. Only a dozen men currently hold the rank. They manage the section of clerics each of the towers. Cleric, a servant of God, deeply devoted and spiritually connected, typically to a divine spellcaster. Yes, I understand the concept of cleric. You must honor this request and complete this quest. Time only advances when you make new choices and dialogues. Okay. Quest. I like those. I gained experience. Great. Good attitude. There's always more around the corners to look out. You don't want to miss any. So to be clear, I need to figure out who blew up some random tea shop. Whoops. But you've got like 5 days to do it, so no stress. Can I think about this first? Time is limited. There's a lot to... Whoa. Okay. I lost a hit point, apparently. The weight of the Uthgard uniform, a dull pain takes hold. Your body aches and intense rotting. You must consume an apple now. Stats are high or low enough, chimes will appear in your mind. They will suggest, inform, and offer unique paths. Trust them at your own risk. Okay, thank you, voices in my head. Alright, I'm going to consume the apple. Behold the apple. Better than the ones in the pile. Trifle? Trifle? Word. Inventory. No inventory. Consume apple. That health back. Interesting. So there are slots for feats, which is cool. Deep storage to get that deep storage. Like Tarkov, it's my secure container, apparently. I don't know. The questing tree. Oh, no, go back. Questing tree. Election week. We shout that blew up. So these are all the things and concepts I'm thinking about. My journal here, my spell book. That seems interesting. Cure wounds. Okay, I don't know how many slots I have here. I need. What is this? Behold. I don't know. What is it? Better cloak. +1 dex, -1 charisma. I'm good. I don't really want any negatives. If it was just a plus, I may be concerned. Let's see. What we got here. Very important piece of paper. Trifle that. -1 intelligence. It's a voting card. No, thank you. Find scripture. It does not belong. Shield of Fife. Good luck. All right. We have Shield of Faith. Which I'm familiar with from D&D. Concentration up to an hour. Interesting. The duration. Oh, okay. So it's a new interpretation. So, Shimmering Faith protects you from damage for the duration. Any loss of hit points is reduced by 1. Casting time 1 bonus action. And it requires concentration for up to an hour. Okay. And I prepared spells 0. So I definitely want to. How do I prepare a spell? Can I be told that? How to prepare a spell? The amount you can prepare is 2 plus your class level plus your intelligence modifier. Because I have 3 first level spells to do that. I want to prepare this. How do I do that? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe that is a part of the quest, is figuring that out. But apparently I thought it was going to be as simple as clicking on that, but apparently not. Journal. This is very pretty. Wow, this is very pretty. Okay. So this is all difficulty class stuff. Cool. Already went the spellbook, inventory. Anything else in my inventory? No. Got my helm. Practically your face. Do not take it off. Why can't I take it? Alright, well, I won't get into that just yet. What is all this? Great amount of apples. Yo. This restores. Shade a pile of apples. Apples are good for you. Apples are not in pristine condition. The apples are these. Not yours. The only apple farm in Norvik would be the Goblin Garden. These apples are property of HBW. Should these be stored alongside corpses? No, it's a health hazard. Of course, it's nasty. I'm not going to go through that. Hello? Guy, he looks indecisive. We're shambling man by the apple pile. The zombie, apparently, does not acknowledge your presence. Greetings, citizen. Glancing at her said you can't shake blank expression spread upon his dried face. What's your name, sir? Not even turn to look at you. Why is the man not listening to me? This is a reanimated corpse, thank you. Sir, are you a member of the undead? Respond. Should I... What's he doing? He's attempting to clear a path through the apple pile. I've been at a long time. Should I defeat this zombie? Yes, it's only just, says Strength. Undead are not allowed to be in Norvik. Well, see, that's good to know. We're gonna go away because I don't believe I have any kind of weapon currently. I have nothing. And I'm not gonna get in a bare-fisted, bare-knuckle boxing match with a carving. Alright, so we got some basic WASD movement going on, and we can also click and move, so that's cool. So what do we got here? What is this? Old divine shrine covered in apples. Engage with that. Shrine of Earth. Earth, your god. Is it? It's faded. The monument is hollow, void of all life and divinity. Worse, it's covered in rotten apples. A sacred shrine left in this state, it's an insult to Earth and all of it. Indeed. We're very much aware that this is not the worst you'll see. You have to fight hard to keep Earth's dream afloat. The city is lost. It is not yet lost. Athletic. Also aware the city is very much in need of change. Change from what? An honorable lifestyle? Peaceful city for humans to prosper in? Humans tall and beautiful like yourself, known as the pest of the coast by those who are less inclined to reproduce like rabbits. Coast, Jor's realm, and divided in 8 bands. Band is an esoteric divide that splits the circular age geographic areas. Okay. The magic of Jor, esoteric, the magic of Jor and his strings. Ghost is infused with it. Jor is the name of our realm, also the name of the legendary wizard who created the realm. He died during the closing at the end of the gate area. Wizard. Book learned arcane spellcaster. Okay. One of the 3 pillars of magic represented by the forces that make up all the esoteric events. Those who play Jor's strings tap into these powers, programming the laws of the existence around their whims. Strings are the lines of esoteric power that holds the realm together. Okay, that's a lot. Change from stagnation and a mire of decay. Earth's crusade brought triumph. Corruption brought after his fall is due to exactly that kind of filthy rhetoric. So our god is dead? Certainly allowed to be wrong in your opinion there. Move the apples. It's not going to take long for you to move some of the nasty apples away from the front of the shrine. Pray here? To what exactly? To Earth, of course. There are many gods, always listening to our prayers, always. Just remember that they might not respond so clearly. You can pray to some random god. You may pray as you wish. There's an internal element to it that's underappreciated. To Earth, of course. Yes. Earth. I need to pray to Earth. Okay, so we come right back to these things. So yeah, you know, in a kneel. Shrine towers over you. Feel so small. To cast spells, you must first prepare them at shrines. Well, thank you for introducing the mechanic. All right. Prepare spells. Well, we are definitely preparing. I think some max cantrips. We're going to prepare both of these at least. I wasn't done. Not at all done. What other gods are there? Many. You know a few. Earth Father of Norvik is there. Devoted your life to follow in his footsteps. And Togig the Gambler. Trickster, a type of god who only famous for his ridiculous ploys. It's often seen as a silly goblin myth. But goblins are short and green, got claws and fangs, little monsters. They've got 3 tribes in Norvik and considered somewhat civilized. True, there are a few goblins who still worship him after the conquest. Conquest is the correct way of referring to the historical event in which humans founded Norvik. Most humans, however, refer to it as the Reconquest. If I heal here through divine assurance or something? Not precisely. Gods do not usually grant divine interventions. Magic, if they care. Healing, you have to do it yourself. Is dead, faded, gone. Most likely simply handling some of the esoteric leftovers smudged on the strings. Attempt a prayer of healing. Why is 3 DC? Okay, so because I removed the apples, I'm getting a better one, and it's a DC 13 check. Sure. Oh no. Focus your mind on a symbol as red eye. Said a few words of remembrance. Search upon you and mend you. Oh wait, I did the thing? Oh, that's something. Thought I failed. Sure is, but you said there's something you've missed. Yeah, I would say so. Like I've been healed, but I failed my check. So what? Those words, the ones you learned at the towers? With the order of clerics, okay. I'm done with this. Base of leaves. Corpse under a blanket. Engage with that and see what else is here. Check under the rag. Underneath you find the cold corpse of a human. Thin blonde hair and unkept facial hair. This guy looks fresh, like he could sit up and talk to you. Well, I was pretty fresh too, so maybe he can. You see what dice choices determine how challenging that roll will be. Yeah, okay. Select the dice choice, then you roll 20-sided die. Yes, I got it. Okay. Yeah, we want to examine him closer. Can't roll for crap though. There's something strange here. We must look closer. Lean in and look closer. Harsh scars cover the skin. Signs of either being a hard worker or a careless worker litter his skin. Be sure to check the back as well. Try to move the corpse. The moment you touch it, black veins appear over its skin. Feeling of impending doom comes over you. Your stomach drops. Why do I need to click on doom? Doom, the lair of a lich? Lich, which is an undead spellcaster of immense power, created and sustained by consuming the souls of mortals. They're capable of eternal life and terrifying esoteric might. Followed by a wave of pain. -5! Holy! Necrotic energies. Let go of the damn corpse. Drop it. The moment you let go, the pain subsides. The dark marks on its skin disappear as quickly as they show up. So this thing does not like to be tampered with. And it's wait a minute. And there's something necrotic, like a ritual bending? Horrific spell. The corpse is cursed by something wicked beyond your powers. At least have a sign up. Great. Like, don't touch the dead. They're full of black magic. Huh. Slowly cover up the corpse once more. Magic is cast on this thing. Something horrific, truly evil. Whatever it is, do not touch it again. It's okay to loot him, right? Yeah, why not? Not like the guy would complain, but don't go around talking about it too loud, okay? It would be dishonorable. Only take with that what you need for the quest. Grave robbing is frowned upon by some, even these lightened times. Either way, you will not get in trouble. No one will ever know. Who was this guy? Hands are callously built like a sarcophagus. Just a man, a dead man. Honorable dead man. Yeah, but why would somebody go to the trouble of putting a necrotic curse on just a guy? Why is he here? This is a morgue, a lich house, clearly. Mortuary, a holding space for dead bodies. During the times of undeath, they are known to be heavily guarded. Corpses are kept in cooling places like this before cremation or burials. Well, I'm trifling him. Got some crowns. We'll need those. He's got an apple. I'll taking your apple, sir. Now, go back. Can't inspect the apple that I've got. I can only consume it. Well, before I start consuming apples, can I go back and do my healing ritual again? Because I got messed up. Pray. Ability. Contemplate the tea shop. During the middle of the day, minor injuries reported. Your goal is to enter the tea shop and investigate it properly. That's it. Election. Your vote won't matter. It will be the most important of all. It's those around you, what they will vote for, and it might find your own voice. You might find your own voice along the way. Okay? Can't heal myself. I'll try the healing again. Can I try this again? I'm trying it again. I need to rest first. Well, I'm done here. So then I will be eating this apple because I eat the apple. Honestly, I don't care what state they're in. I can't pick them up. Actually, I don't have like an alt key or a shift key or anything like that. Oh, well, here we go. Yeah, so if I tab, I can see exactly what I can interact with. Okay, well, we're consuming this one too because, well, no, I'm not doing anything of the sort. I want to go to my inventory, and consume it again, and that's right, pretty much right back where I started. I get around this guy. Just won't move. I have to like beat the crap out of this guy. You know what? I'm gonna head upstairs and then I'll come back down if I need to. I'm not fighting a guy, zombie barehanded. Biskin's lair. After that, lair is an interesting choice. Good morning, cleric. Well, hey, good morning. But you know, let's take a look around. Your left is marked across the bands. Today is universal magic. Red eye of Viskin, the local mortician. Interesting. So intelligence, just let us behold. Hey, good roll. Human reads folk. Century level 17 entrepreneur. I didn't know it was class, but sure, of course it is. Pale man handles corpses in the basement. Typical self-employed city contractor. I remember hearing about this man. He used to be a dentist and a surgeon. His study into the magical realm is immense, far beyond your capabilities. Some of the texts he surrounds himself with would suggest he can cast 5th or even 6th level spells. Can even be higher, and I didn't quite make that. But at least I know his stats, and that's an interesting way to handle this. All right, well, he's clearly a powerful individual, so let's have a conversation. Man sits hunched over a stack of forms, busy at work, his pencil slowly filling out line after line. On the top paper, you see an icon with a serpentine drake. Great perch. For documents of the city. You perch the drake-like sea creature on along the river. It was known to tame these creatures, and eventually the great perch became the symbol of the great city. The great perch of North. Up and about, are we? Wonderful. I am Viskin, local entrepreneur and proprietor of this lich house. It appears you don't really belong here. Anything I can do, cleric, just let me know. He smiles at you. Did you save my life? Sound his pen. Your life is your own. You owe me nothing, however. I'm afraid to say you've been through quite the turmoil, cleric. Tell me everything. Of course, it must be confusing. Deeply. To tell the truth, some fishermen brought you here last night, caught you in their net, and took you for a corpse. Not that I blame them, you weren't exactly in prime condition. There. I literally live in this filthy uniform. No wonder they thought you were dead. How did I end up in a river? Not a river, the river. I don't have much to tell. Perhaps you fell off one of those bridges into Ulstad. There's 7 bridges, the River Torna. I would never fall. It must have been an assassination attempt. I must have slipped. Happens all the time. Perhaps there's an esoteric explanation to all of this. Okay. This seems like people slip all the, I don't know. I don't know what this is saying. I'm going to say it must have been, I would never fall. It must have been an assassination attempt. Awful. The uncaring tone speaks against his words. Who are these fishermen? River guiders. I believe they did not look like poachers, so my guess would be that. Where can I find these fishermen? I did not ask for names, sorry to say. Perhaps the water lane? Guess, largest trade port. Massive tunnel piercing it. The marvel of dwarven engineering. Okay. Good guess. Lots of boaters hang out there, right? So we want to go to the water lane. Yeah, that local tavern. I hope you find them. I'm not going to say this because that's a stupid thing to do. Wisdom 28. There's a zombie downstairs and dark magic on the corpse below. I don't know that that is still helping me if I still have a 28. It's still an impossible task. Okay, I'm not rolling a 28. I want D20. It's 3. There, sir, are you aware that there's a zombie in your basement? Uh, no, an undead abomination right below. I understand. We're closely connected with the city below. The undead seemingly wander as they please. City below the city afraid you to describe the incredible amount of tunnels and ruins. Below Norvik, lots of monsters and stuff down there, although riches, also riches if you delve deep enough. Okay, so we're on top of like a mega dungeon. That's cool. However, I'll have to take this up with the Lady Sageleaf. I pay good crowns for the HBWT protection. Halfway Bridge Tribe. Halfway is one of the 3 goblin tribes in Norvik and are believed the most influential despite their small size. Yep. So it's all a misunderstanding then. Yeah, I don't think so. You don't seem very alarmed about this. Stranded creature will cause no trouble here. Gives you a rare smile and turns to the kobold by the stair. Isn't that right, Ost? Yes, master. I love it. Okay. Okay, whoever did the kobold art, they understood the assignment because that thing is awesome. They kept moving apples down there. Oh, the apples? Fascinating behavior. He does not appear very fascinated. I'm not going to call this man a liar yet because I don't know that I have anything. I'm not grasping it, and there's clearly something going on, but I don't want to really get into it with him. I require assistance with some things. So, you called me cleric. What gave it away? Stops for a second and glares at you. The armored man in Earthguard colors with a prayer book on his hip. Well, if I had a prayer book on my hip, where's my prayer book? Now. Thoughts land on the pages of spells you meticulously worked on for years. The book, however, is not in your possession right now, but it must be near if the pale man has seen you with it. Thank you. They might have found you in the river, but you're certainly of cleric stock. I am indeed the cleric. Class conflict. Oh, good for you. Example of sarcasm thing mentioned before. I would ask what type of cleric. Type. Clergyman, you might run a congregation of a local religion or deity. Holy man on a holy mission. There are clerics of the bureaucratic variety, the officials speaking for the religious state. Rules are meant to be broken. You're not some stiff councilman. You, however, must be an arcane cleric. I believe that it might be true. You are correct. I am an arcane cleric. I figured as much when I saw your spell book. Or do you still call it a prayer? Or do you call it a prayer book? Either way, you clearly played your strings as much as you channeled this divinity. The young man knows a lot of your training. Interesting. So, what do you know about spellcasting? Quite a bit. Can you teach me magic? A slight smirk creeps onto his face. He said I don't have time for a proper lecture at the moment. For the election, I could make time if you're interested. Great. College awaits. Till then, you're free to browse my collection, he says. And of course, here, you give me charm person. Well, that's nice. I'll be a charm person. It will surely be useful to you. Truly diabolical spell. The towers teach it only to higher tier spellcasters, usually despite its first level. A great shortcut to charming people, although you got to be careful with the fallout, if you care about such things. How do I get more spells? 2 ways. You could spend time learning them, drafting pages out of the palace archives. Okay. Or the great library in the towers, since you obviously would have some access to that. However, I don't believe you have time for either of those options. So I would suggest the other route. Spell scrolls. Oh, right, yes. Right, spell scrolls with spells on them. Indeed. Full set is filled with all kinds of strange caches, so you'll probably encounter more just by looking around. If you're on a scroll, then just memorize it. Cantrips or spells, it doesn't matter. You're talented enough to memorize them on the spot. Damn. Strike a heroic pose. And now Scene goes back to his writing. That's all I have to ask about spell casting. Practice, feel free to cast anything non-lethal on my servant Ost. Oh, that's evil. Being a servant like that is despicable. Sounds like good practice. I'm gonna do that. In fact, it sounds quite awful. Fair enough, just remember the spells are terribly useful when applied properly. Don't know where to go. Shaky voice makes it sound like positive. What? Dwarvish word meaning desperation language. Okay, whatever. Let me tell you what to do, cleric, but there's some rumor that a local goblin chief is waiting for you. What rumor? Someone murmuring? Say chief, yes, I understand who she is, but how do you know what my mission is? That's what I'm curious about. Sage leaf. Understood. You don't want to fuck with her. Yep, got it. Oh, the dragon. Volstad. Sounds scary. She is. Treat her with respect, Claire. For your own good. Lady Sageleaf is a powerful ally. I would even go so far as to call her the de facto law keeper here on the island. Wait, this is part of the job, talking with some petty goblin queen. We find her at the southern tip of Tolstad. Not right. Thank you. Not just yet. I'll be going now. Before you do, you should collect all your belongings. Thank you. That was going to be my question. He gives you a quick inspection with his dead eyes. Too quickly. He's trying not to show his interest. Weird. At least he's not hitting you. Would that be an improvement? What belongings? Quite a lot. Your uniform, your cloak, also a voting card. Peculiar voting card. Every party had been marked on it. I'm assuming it's yours. I'm not sure if it's mine. Maybe. Possibly. Yeah, man, where's your comment? This is to lay your surviving pages of your spellbook to dry over there. Across the chamber. He then looks at the pocket watch on his desk. This is an esoteric pocket watch. Saying. Beyond that, you should be good. Did I have any weapons on me? No, I'm afraid. Must be at the bottom of the river Torna. You don't need arms in this city. You need heart. God. Good blade can make anyone speak. You? Turns his face towards you and smiles. Unnatural. Only every government employee was devoted to you, cleric. Look on your quest. If faster by running, double click or hold the left shift or left trigger. Okay, so we do have controller support. But you know what? Just to be thorough, I'm gonna give this a shot and see how it plays with the controller. Because it's a demo, so I should think about that. Okay, so I can right stick is kind of moving here and there. Time to go. Oh, okay, here we go. So this is my stuff. Behold, wait, is that? I don't know, what is it? I'm trying to trifle. Let me trifle you. I already don't like the controller. Like I wasn't getting some clear prompts on what to do. It might be nice for movement, but I prefer the keyboard and mouse. I can already see. Read these symbols, but they are old draconic Dremorian. Well, language of man that's spread across the arcane era. Interesting. 511 years of rapid magical and technological growth. Birth and death of great human magocracies in Dimenor. Now reads, ended 27 years ago. The Verbus Draconium Oz. Others named to be Kalian Mori. Teacher Arcane, okay. Can I try it? Can old Draconic? Yes. Masters. Can I try to read it? No. You have no idea what this means. I need to comprehend languages. Yes, you Dude, it's highly annoying that you seem to have lost your memorization. That is spell scroll. Okay. So what was this thing that like the controller wouldn't let me even see? Ruined prayer book. Minus 3 intelligence. Most of the pages, while dry now, have been completely drenched. A few pages of the soggy, bracken-ish iris pages are readable. They appear to contain some type of undecipherable symbols. Ascani writing of the most basic kind. 8 bands along the coast. I attempted to try this to the best of their ability. No, no, no. Worth. This is your prayer book. So many hours wasted. We would have to rebind the whole thing. It is ruined. It'll cost a fortune. Chant book is able to sustain humidity. Underwater excursions. Should have protected Earth's chants more carefully. What a disgrace. Take the ruined prayer book. Alright. So yes, I'm taking it, but hello? There we go. But stop. So if I put it on, putting it on literally lowers my intelligence by 3, but having it with me does not. Okay, that's interesting. Can't take it off. Spell book now. At least I have charm person that's in here as well. All right. And then there were some questioning things here that I had some new thoughts that came. You just declared yourself the cleric of Norwich one single time. It is a grand title suitable for a true human cleric like yourself. After your river adventure spirit book is ruined, find a provider who can rebind it for you. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Hello. Peek. Incense. The burn spice can be used to recover first level spell slots. Very handy. Didn't know that. Didn't we say it was a... Yeah. Small frugal boar. Vinegar's a wonder for the gut. And they are not mind elevating problem. But yeah, consume it. I want my health point. Hits points back. There we go. Maximum hit. Look at that. Maximum HP. Save it right now. Save file. What else do we have? Here. Gold, an empty pot. Okay. Hold a chest, cause no trouble, human. Talk to this little guy. Huh. So this looks like it's a dexterity roll instead of a intelligence roll to see about him. That's interesting. I'm not going to do a damn thing, apparently. Why was it a dexterity behold? Perhaps I could do it tomorrow. Okay, well, let's just engage with them. Wiggling his claw feet, the kobold follows your every move with cold, unflinching yellow eyes. Master say you behave. Questions for you. Question go. Remember the tea shop incident. Tea shop blow up. Boom. Big boom. Big boom. What were you doing on the water lane? Giving milk? Deliver milk. You deliver milk? Yes, side hustle. The wolves don't even drink milk. I want to know more. A lot less. Ask questions about the milk. Stares at you. The milk situation is intense. Where does the milk come from? Cows. You get the cow milk. Market. Who buys the milk? Humans. Waterlane humans. They pay for fresh milk before every day. Side hustles are smart. You should do a milk run later. Pays. Do you like milk? No. Charisma. I also don't like milk. Sure. Let's try to establish some common ground over our lactose intolerant. Smirk, a confident laugh escaping your lips, and you turn towards the ceiling, smiling. I do? I also don't like milk. The comment has made a dent upon the world. What a stance as a human who could have ever thought of such a thing about you. That's why they should all follow you. You are a worthy leader. Win them over with lies and deceit. Control them through flattery and love. The wall stares at you with awe in his yellow, expressionless eyes. Experience thing. Should totally find out more about this. Could be a big moneymaker. How'd you get this gig? Not gig. What is it then? I'm a devoted servant for master. Angry in the kobold. So you're a slave? Not slave. And your master is? Master is, and he owns you? Not own, serve. So you're being paid. Yes, paid well. Could I borrow your crossbow? Human is kidding, not funny. The greater use of it than this puny creature, just take it. Kobold starts, go away. Do not let it slide, just take the crossbow. I'm not gonna rob this guy's crossbow, man. And I'm not looking to get shot with a crossbow. And I'm not looking to get shot with a crossbow that is serving a wizard that can melt me. Who are you? Most security chief in Lich House. Well, there's new humility in his voice. Strong, little one, nearly immovable. Why isn't the chief of security taking care of the zombie downstairs? That's my question. You'd actually shoot me, would you? No promise. You have a license for that crossbow? Crossbow, not you. Crossbow is yours. I apologize. Better do mine. Okay. You're a kobold. Not question. Next. Oh, fuck it. That's not a question. Quick, save it. Try to save the question. Think of a less explosive question. Thank you for your time. We did that. What kind of books can we... Much reading. We're engaging with it anyway. Arcanist histories, novels. Some of them stand out to you as classics, could be useful to refresh your mind. Looks 20 bookishly. Autobiography. Kept this book behind your table for years during your scribing years. Look at the first page. Magic. Raises his natural gift and ability while stating himself worthy only through hard work and merit. Ridiculous. Know this. I write not for the masses, but for the clarity of vision to see beyond the veil of mediocrity. To them I offer my life as a lesson and a legacy that they might learn from my triumphs and avoid the pitfalls that lie in wait for the unwary. First chapters dealing with this youth growing up in this ruthless quarter rival house. Okay. And we're reading the book and we're reading the book and we're gaining XP. Okay. A glorious design. Let those who learn lead. The merit of ability and nothing else. I do really like this idea. Of course you do. You're a wizard after all. Yeah, exactly. The world would be better if I wrote it like Prax did. Yes, it would. Do the pages. Learn to seek the intricacies of the magic bureaucracy. How you learn to play the game well. Surround meditation surrounding magic and power. Arcanist was supposed to be a statesman for the bunch of magic. Okay, so just about. I mean, I'm reading all of these because the time might be passing, but I'm still reading this stuff. I'll do this more in detail when I'm actually playing, but I'm just trying to, I'm getting some free experience points because this is free experience. Sorry, I'm in fight me or give me a quest mode a little bit because I want to wrap up the video here soon. But I am enjoying this. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else I can glean from these. It's gonna quickly hit continue. It's not just blood, it's the sweat and tears as well. The folk who will unite with us will not be seen as the other. So they're guard. Sure, okay. Here that is. Yeah. Guys in previous generations about fascist rhetoric like this. Okay, Antoninus Lament. Who's a book? Set on the shelf. Read the books, got some XP, and I do believe I got a new thought. Does it tell me when I have a new? The milk thing. Hey, Richard, I trying is get milk delivery gig. Okay. Check on them in the morning. What else can I interact with here? Anything? What is this? Yeah, we grab incense because incense gives us hit points back, or it gives us spell slots back. Okay. Yeah, I think we head out. I don't have anything to fight the zombie with downstairs, so I'm not interested in that. I kind of wanted to get topside before I wrap things up. Orc observes you with great interest. Orc. Oh, this orc. Well, let's behold her real quick too. Strength behold. It's interesting that you're getting different stats. I would think that you would have one kind of primary stat for doing some of this, for checking people out and kind of reading people rather than it bouncing around everybody. I'm not sure that I care for that. The edge of the Rose Amphitheater, you've seen orcs sitting on one of the many loosened stone blocks. Looks like she's waiting for something or someone. Getting her authority around her, large wind gives her a smile, her tusks are gleaming. Not just physically imposing, this orc knows how to exert power in other ways as well. The merchant marks on her jacket sleeve. Red regiment. What's this? Not too often we get Earthguard around here. Prince Abantu Vira is my name. And guild agent of Tolstead. Nice to meet you. Sure she knows you are a cleric. Do not grab her hand. That's not what this is. That's not what that is. Reagan. Reagan? And there's my way impatient of you to say anything. What's to do with the dwarves? Oh, them? Complicated as anything. I wouldn't be sitting here wasting my precious day if it wasn't for them. In short, they're holding an unlawful assembly. Well, let me take a look at the document proving it. Not frustrating at all, she says, and winks at you. She telegraphs her sarcasm heavily. This is a little useful when communicating with slower individuals. Okay, I have some other questions. Know more about you. You have an open book. Where are you? You're a strong and physically imposing woman. Attempt to flirt. So you're working with the Free Striders. Don't work for the Revolution. Solution. Cool, you do that maybe. Work with the Ascani Reeds Trading Company. Many branches of expansionist organizations along the coast. They promote the free strider ideals in Ascan. And they focus on making sure the election process goes smoothly along with the other economic concerns. I enjoy working for them very much. Perhaps not so much on slow days like this, but alas. Thank you for bringing free striders into Norvik. Speaking of the individual such as yourself, hearing what they have to say. So thank you for that. She's being genuine. Where are you from? She looks away and smirks. She's thinking of messing with you. Maybe because I'm an orc, I can't be from Norbrookian? So where are you from? Orc? No. No, I didn't mean it like that. I know, don't worry about it. From Blood City Bay. Interesting. Populated city around the coast, built upon the terrible corpse of Gregorian the Great and Terrible, a sprawling mess of wooden walkways and buildings carved out of the calcified remains, once famous for its fleet of airships deployed during the Coast War. During the origin of the Industrial Revolution, and while New Thazen has overtaken as leader manufacturing, it still stands one of the most industrious city-states. All around the coast, far from the cursed plains of Feltire, in ruins. City Bay. Hired out during the Third Revolutionary War in Reeds. It was over, I stayed behind. Those were the days. Well, I'm done asking questions. I am your savior. That's not important. Both of these are stupid. I'm not picking either one of these. I'm not important. Saying it like that makes you sound anything but. Nod your head and leave. Yeah, I'm not giving up. I got stuff to do, lady. But, I mean, I do like you, but I got stuff to do. Okay. There's a lot going on here, and this, if it's going to be a true, like, oh yeah, I should probably wrap it up soon, but then I see, an imp down here. Devil. Interesting. I like this. This is cool. There's enough here to hook me. I think the demo's already done its job with me. This comes out next week, and I'm going to be paying pretty close attention to this. This went kind of slow and methodical because I think these games are a little slow and methodical. This seems to, and like I said, we're very early on day one. This is like a 4 or 5 day thing, so I can see where, and the demo is only for the first day, but I do like these games in the sense of like, I want somebody who wants to stop and kind of check the details, see if I can find context clues in the environment, talk to everybody and see what I can glean, and make a go of it. The way I played Disco Elysium was literally having a journal beside me and taking notes as I played it that I physically came back to then kind of collect myself on what to do next, where to go next, things like that. So I could see very much like grabbing one of my notebooks and sitting down and taking notes to outside of the journal that already provides me things that I want to come back to, like the zombie that's down in the basement and so many other things that we've already encountered. So I like it. It seems pretty cool. I don't know that it's there yet in terms of, when you compare yourself to Disco Elysium, that's a really high bar, but I do really like what I'm seeing already. So I'm curious what the reviews are going to be like on release, and I am very curious to check out the full product. But thanks so much for checking it out with me. This seems really cool. Man, I love the art style and I love the presentation, and it seems like they've done the D&D stuff, some pretty good stuff with a twist. So props to them for that. I like the bones of what are here. The UI is great. Everything seems really, really cool. I wish there was some voice acting. Right now, that's the only obvious quibble that I have. And also, I understand that you want to reward people for a spread of stats, but when you're looking at somebody and observing somebody, the fact that that is not tied to a specific stat and that's kind of like all over the place in terms of like strength or intelligence or wisdom or whatever you're, you know, kind of looking at. I don't really care for that. I honestly wish when you looked at somebody, maybe what you could glean about them, different stats could tell you different things, but have it being one check, I don't care for. I wish it was like, oh, because I'm an intelligence, you know, or wisdom or charisma, you know, based person, I observe certain things about an individual. So maybe if I had a high strength, I could see if they carry themselves with any kind of like physical presence or bearing, or, you know, things I might pick up on if, you know, if they were a trained fighter, or, you know, had some sort of like physical prowess that I could pick up on, you know, natural athlete, or, you know, things like that. Where maybe other stats could tell me different things, but this kind of like one random check is what can, you know, conveys all or none of the information. I don't really care for that. But those are my only two gripes at this point. Everything else is like, seems pretty cool. So yeah, I'll definitely be checking out more of this, and thanks for spending some time with me here, and we'll see you next time.